Oh,
Hey, what beat is this? You playing something different?
there's rooftop.
Oh, why did it start off like about to
It
hit the
was at
club?
the end.
Oh,
Hold
okay.
on, fam.
I thought it
It
was
was.
2012 again.
It was the club part.
I have to start over on my part because
What'd you do?
I started at the 513 mark for some reason. It didn't start where it should have
Oh,
started.
YouTube exclusive. Let's get it. Come on.
Ooh.
This is for the YouTube fans only. Are we, hey, are we recording or not?
Yeah, we back.
Okay, all right. Welcome back. We working fam. Shout out everybody that's working fam.
Hey,
We got a special guest in the building tonight.
Wiggle.
oh,
Every time I hear this song, it makes me sad though, because I'm like, why are we not outside?
Because there's 140,000 COVID cases.
Oh my God, Blevins is
A
keeping
day?
count. He has a tally.
well, that ended abruptly. I'm sorry. Hey, so the first intro I had like fade in, fade out, and you guys told me, hey, put rooftop in there, but I put the whole song in there, so I was trying to like practice fade it out right now, and then just shut it off.
Okay. Learning experience.
Yes.
What's
But
up,
welcome.
Jesse?
Hey, man, chilling. We got a special guest today, my brother Thomas.
Hey.
Hello.
Give a round of applause. What's up? Welcome.
Thank you.
Yeah, two
I'm a better
Jameses
looking one.
in the woo shots. You heard that?
What do you say?
He said, "I'm the better looking one."
Hey, I believe it. I believe it.
I mean, that's just what they tell me, so it's what the people say, the fans say, everybody else.
The OnlyFans.
Jesse, how does your brother got fans and you don't got fans?
They know him because of me.
Yeah.
He's the plug.
Damn, okay.
He got it off clout.
Hey, he's big, bro. I'm like, hey.
It's a 10-year difference, and he over there way more on than you.
I'm like, hey, this big bro.
Hey, how he put you on? How he put you on? He's younger than you.
It's like, don't be a menace, man. With the brother edition. And
Oh,
they always say my dad looks younger than me too.
Look, I just tell him, you want to see what I look like when I'm older? It's my brother. This is Jesse. They're like, oh, okay.
And then they run away.
Yeah.
Hey, thanks for joining us. We, obviously we're celebrating Veterans Day, and you're serving. We've had a lot of members in our family serve, all the way from our uncle to our grandpas, and even your older brother, my younger brother Mello, he's also serving as well. I would have asked him to be on here, but I saw that he was going to every free food place to get free food.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that was the only reason. That was the only reason.
I think he got some donuts this morning. He went somewhere for breakfast. I think he got IHOP. He went to Olive Garden. He went to Pluckers, which is kind of like a Buffalo Wild Wings if you guys never been. My guy's out there getting his free food.
How hungry is he?
It's not about how hungry you are. It's about what's free at the time.
Hold up. So
when something's
y'all just said like 4 or 5 spots, and that was all before lunch.
For real.
Yeah.
And so do you get like appetizers or do you get like a full meal?
So it like depends. It depends on like where you go. Like for instance, like today I went to Twin Peaks.
Okay.
The first spot I hit was Twin Peaks, and I got a free like chicken tenders and fries and everything like that. And then I went to BJ's restaurant, and you get like $14.95 off of your entree.
That's not bad.
And a free Dr. Pepper or water.
Wait, so we were just talking about him, but you hit all the food spots too.
But I hit the ones that were a little bit more established.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
He's better looking and he's more classy. Okay.
I appreciate it.
But yeah, and then I ended at the brewery, Bricktown Brewery.
Okay.
And you
What
get
they
a free
do for you?
Yeah.
free burger, free any one of their burgers. So I had like a breakfast burger that had an egg, hash browns, and some smoked pepper bacon.
Oh, so they said no to the brew, huh?
I know. I mean, I went there for that too, but
Okay, all right.
That's good, man. Hey, but thanks for coming. Obviously, thanks for listening. Hopefully, we could get some of your followers to follow us.
Hey,
I
we
was
trying
thinking
to
about this.
once I
trying to
let them
go
know
up.
I'm on, they'll be like, oh.
So we're gonna get into some questions later about your time serving,
Okay.
but we want to start off with the election recap. And we didn't get to have a podcast last week because somebody was on vacation again. Andy.
I'm on vacation every other
Where'd you
week.
go, Andy?
I went to Texas, the middle of the country, the biggest state in the country, I think, right? Second biggest, but
Yeah, I think it is the biggest.
yeah. So I went out there, chill with the Jameson, the ugly one.
Thank you for coming out. Did you
Yeah,
enjoy your time?
I did, man. It was really good. Weather was perfect. Ate a lot of good food. Some food that Jesse cooked, and I enjoyed the hospitality from him and his wife and family. So super cool. Came back, got a COVID test, negative, made it through. Whoop whoop.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah.
Obviously, your time out here, it was during the election, and we actually went to Austin for a day. And I was kind of worried. I'm like, man, it might be hot in the streets, depending on how this election goes. um, but obviously, Biden ended up winning. It took a couple days, but what were some of your thoughts? Relief? Did you guys suffer from anxiety because no winner was announced?
I kind of want Blevins to go first on this one because I think he has a lot to say.
Not a lot, but man, it's a whirlwind, really.
Mm-hmm.
I think we all know where I stand on what the last 4 years have been like, and
Trash.
we all were very excited, regardless of what side of the fence you were on, for Tuesday to come. And there were a lot of people who thought we would get an answer Tuesday night, and a lot of people who were very aware that we more than likely wouldn't, just because a lot of the states, the way that they were doing things in terms of counting the votes, were not unified, which is kind of similar to how the US has been with COVID this year as well, not unified in terms of how everybody is operating and whatnot. So yeah, we didn't get the news until Saturday morning. So you got Tuesday, people staying up late. 45 had his speech that was crazy. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and things start to look, they started out one way, and then they, started to look another way with all these mail-in ballots that are getting received, and the votes coming in for Biden, and you started to hear the noise. So, depending on, whether you're voting for Biden or Trump, or going for Biden or Trump, your anxiety level could have went one way or the other, and then swung back the other way, just because, the counts were looking kind of all over the place. So once we got that news on Saturday morning, for me, man, I was happy. It was crazy because all over the world, you saw people dancing in the streets, letting off fireworks, cheering. And it was just a joyous thing to see, because the majority of America and the majority of the world all wanted one thing, and that was for a Biden presidency and a Trump presidency to end. So it's unfortunate that in California it was raining that day, so we didn't really get to, party in the streets like the rest of the country and the rest of the world. But very happy nonetheless.
Didn't your neighbors party on Tuesday though?
My neighbors, so it's so crazy. I don't know if the whole how it started and how it's going thing. I've seen a lot of people in California post on Twitter, and then my neighbors, I didn't take no pictures of them, but they fell in that same category of, you have all these people with these Trump signs on their lawn and flags and stuff all over their truck. Tuesday night, my neighbors were outside, all three houses that are cool with each other and are related, I don't know which, were outside watching the election. Biden came on and was giving a speech, and they were cursing about him, and saying names about him and stuff and making fun of him. So they were all outside Tuesday night. And then as we started to see that things were turning, they were nowhere to be found. So just like all the other people in California that was posting pictures of their neighbors, how they were riled up, but then they took all their stuff off once they saw that they guy lost.
Hey, let me paint this picture for you real quick. So I pull up to Jesse's house. Was it Monday? And I see a sign in the front of his house on the grass, and it's 45. So I had to turn on YG.
What song?
What is it? FDT.
Okay. What that stand for?
I can't say that. It's a family show.
All right. Continue.
And I just called Jesse, and I just blasted music while he was like, "Get out of here." No, I'm just joking. He did not have no sign. I don't want to paint that picture.
Paint that narrative.
Hey, honestly, I would have believed it.
I know,
I would have believed it 100%.
Nah, he didn't have no sign like that. He didn't have a sign. But yeah, obviously the whole world rejoiced. Like, not the whole world. Obviously the losers, like the other side lost, right? So there's people out there that still feel a certain type of way. But I think there was more people that were excited that it's like a fresh start, something new. There was a lot of people that were not excited about the president and all the things that he was doing in these last 4 years. So I feel like it's a great change. People spoke up, their voices got heard, our votes counted. I think that the other great thing about it is Kamala Harris, and just like what she represents for the younger generation, obviously younger girls that are going to be the future of this country. So I mean, it's just dope, like, to live in this time and in this history, and to say that you got to be a part of it. Like, me and my wife were talking about it. We sat at the dinner table on Saturday, and we talked to our daughter about it, and we're like, do you know what this means? Do you understand what's happening? And if not, if you don't understand just yet, it's totally fine. But this is what happened, and this is how we were a part of it. And later in life, like, you can say that this is what we lived through. This is what's happening right now, and this is going to be in the history book. So it's cool from that aspect, and I really do hope and wish that things do get better gradually. Obviously, it's not going to happen overnight. And I also feel like we haven't seen the last of it. There's going to be some unrest. It's going to happen, I feel. And that's just my prediction. So definitely everybody just be safe out there. When we're out there, always keep your eyes open. And that was my take on it. What about you guys?
What about you, Tom? How was it out there? How was the pulse?
I can go last. I'll go last. You can go, Jess.
Well, with me, we'll see in a couple of years, right? To compare, obviously, I'm proud of everybody that was able to go out there and vote, because this is the number one number-wise as far as it came to people going out there to vote. So, shout out to all the Americans that actually went out there and did something about it. And we've always talked about that, like vote, 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 go vote. And Blevins made everybody in
everybody in Texas go vote.
He knew vote. And so, it was close. It was, it may not be that close on paper, but it's technically, it was a really close race. You could tell that the country was divided 50-50. And, let's see the 2 years, I hope everything comes out well, everything that was promised. I hope there's change. I'm very optimistic about it, but I feel good.
And that was your first time voting?
That was my first time voting.
And Rochelle's first time voting too?
Yes.
Wow. Proud of you guys. Although Texas didn't go blue like we wanted, the county that you live in did. So I will take that.
Thomas is scared. Thomas is like,
you don't have to tell how you feel.
This is a safe space.
No, I know it's a safe space, but so being in the military, it's a little different, Okay. I mean, you're allowed to feel how you feel, regardless of whatever, whether you're a Democrat, Republican. But at the end of the day, whoever's sitting in that seat is going to be my boss. If that makes sense.
Yes.
So respectfully, so if whoever's in that seat, I still have to follow whatever orders come down the chain of command.
Right.
And that's kind of like a military answer to give you. But I mean, you know, I live in Wichita, Kansas. So, I mean, it's not as diverse as you would think it is, but just seeing everybody around, and you know, I hear people like making jokes about if it doesn't go a certain way, then there's going to be looting in the streets, and they're like, I can't wait to get my free TV tonight, and you know,
Wow.
like I mean, and you know, people are going to joke about it, but at the end of the day, what I see is that no matter who sits in that spot, you know, I gotta go with the flow, regardless if I disagree with what they stand for, regardless if I think that something could go another way. That's just the spot that I'm in. Doesn't mean I don't feel a certain way when things don't go how it is, or, but got to give everyone a chance at this point, because that's what I have. You know, that's what I gotta do.
So when you're serving and you're with you know, your brothers and sisters out there, like, do you guys have these kind of real conversations?
We do. So like in my shop with the people that I work with, we sit there. We have the TV going on in the office while the election, like while the states were counting and everything like that, and just kind of had some raw conversations, like, you know, uniform off. I mean, just because you're in uniform doesn't mean you can't have an opinion, because
Right.
you know, everyone's going to have an opinion, but it's a little bit more tailored towards to be on the cleaner side, like you know, off social media, because social media is a big thing. So they don't want you to go on there and slander your POTUS or future POTUS. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
but in my office and the people that I work with, like we had those conversations and kind of like those what if scenarios. I kind of had a couple people talk to me about some conspiracy theories about
Oh, was it
Biden.
Andy?
And, yeah.
No. About
they
Biden.
got more insight than I do. They in there.
But I'm sitting there, and I like to give everyone like the benefit of doubt, just to listen to them, because it is an open-ended conversation, and I just don't want to say my piece and then they close their ears or look the other way. So I got to listen to these theories and stuff like that. But once you hear something a couple of times, stuff starts seeming a little real. But
what is there any way that they monitor that from you guys, like conversations? Do they like rather you not have those conversations? Like, I wonder what that's like. Like, do you guys ever feel like you can't have those conversations?
I feel like some people do feel that way, just because they feel like the uniform is blocking them from having an opinion or some type of personality.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm an extremely vocal person. Like, I mean, you know, most Jamesons are extremely vocal. So if I don't like something, I'm gonna say I don't like something. If I do like something, I'm gonna say I like it. But I feel like my opinion matters, and it should matter, regardless if you agree with me or not, because my opinion is not fact.
Is there any retaliation at all sometimes by being vocal?
There can be, like, depending on how you go about it, because if you go and you start slandering everybody, and you start crossing between other people's beliefs and making them feel a certain way, then the world is not as tough as it used to be when it comes to certain topics. And other people that have been in the military before me, they'll say that the military is not what it is before, like when it comes to people's sensitivities. So that's brought into effect more, especially in the workplace. I mean, you guys see it in the workplace.
Yeah.
If you want to tell somebody they're doing a bad job, you got to think about 5 different ways or 15 different ways you got to tell them.
That's crazy.
Unless you're a direct person, like, and you go into them and say, hey, you're doing a crappy job. But you got to think about what they're going through, what their families might be going through, different situations that might be affecting them. So when we have these kind of conversations, or any conversations that are raw at all, then it's kind of like the same thing. You got to factor in what people stand for and what they believe.
So. Yeah, that's wild. That's a good topic.
Yeah, man. Such a PC answer.
No. He was giving us a little bit. I liked it. There was some balance in there.
There was balance in there.
He's trying to keep his job, Jesse.
He trying to keep getting free food every November 11th.
And public affairs, I'll be looking at this and be like, did he say this?
Hey, do they really be watching
I,
like that though?
no, no,
Oh, I was about to say they hey, subscribe.
no.
Public
Most most of the time when people get in trouble, it's because they go on Facebook and they're like, "Man, forget this, forget that.
Mm.
I don't like this. I don't like this. And if you think this, then you're this." And then so,
Oh, just like Whoopi Goldberg did today.
oh,
I didn't hear about it, so put me on.
Nah, well, because all right, well, I just woke up this morning and I was like, why is Whoopi?
You're
I'm
an
glad.
avid view watcher.
I'm glad you woke up this morning.
Yeah, and then Blevs got me on Twitter, so
You follow Whoopi Goldberg?
No, I would be vulnerable now.
trending.
I've been going on Twitter in the morning just to look at Trump's tweets to see what he's doing.
How many DMs you sent him?
No, I'm just like,
don't worry, you're still my president.
No.
Send me free merch. Free merch.
Free merch. Where's the hat next week?
Anyway,
ask dad for one.
Yeah, my dad has one.
Oh gosh.
Anyways, I was just looking at what was trending, and I saw Whoopi Goldberg trending. I was like, why is she trending? I thought Sister Act 4 was gonna come out. Something.
Her eyebrows.
I think they actually are working on one, but go ahead.
So I guess she made a statement saying that do what we did and suck it up. And she was referring to the election, like
I'm glad it was that.
When Trump won, do what they did, suck it up. Mm-hmm. And I guess everybody was just slandering her just because of that statement. So
what were they saying?
They're saying liberal definition of sucking it up is not my president, Russian interference, impeachment, resist, Women's March.
Hey, that's funny. That's funny. I'm not gonna lie.
I didn't know Whoopi Goldberg has a position in the government that will allow her to hold the funds for a presidential transition.
Damn.
There's a lot more. You get the gist of it, man. They were just going ham on her.
Honestly, I think all of us probably feel the same way, regardless of what our stance is on, politically where you stand or your views or whatever. Mm-hmm. If something's funny, you gonna laugh, right? And I think that's kind of the difference between a lot of us that feel a certain way than a lot of others that feel another way. Like, we could take the jokes, like, let's go. You know what I mean? It's the others that really, kind of be sensitive a little bit, about their guy or, the way that they view things. You know what I mean? Like, if something's funny, then laugh. Whether you agree with it or not, you could laugh.
But you can't be laughing in the wrong place, though. What if you laughing and you just get socked for laughing?
Sock him back.
There you go. Speaking of vulnerable and Twitter, and you talking about you looking at his tweets every morning to fuel you and get your energy going, and that's what really powers you up.
He mows his grass and he's like listening to his speeches.
I'm gonna be vulnerable too, man. Like, yesterday was a tough day for me because I am on Twitter a lot and look and see what's going on there. I'm not really somebody who has anxiety or things really get to me like that, but I was looking at his tweets yesterday too. I don't follow him, but depending on what the political individuals on Twitter, their accounts may retweet him or say he said this. And I was looking at yesterday evening all his tweets from the day. He had tweeted, this was like probably 5 p.m. or somewhere around there, roughly, give or take a few hours, right? And he had tweeted and or retweeted, it was like 20 to 30 tweets in the span of an hour. And I was just looking at them, and all of them were getting flagged by Twitter with like disclaimers and stuff. And the stuff that he was saying was just not true. And it triggered me big time. Seriously, it really triggered me. And I started to like it emotionally and physiologically and physically was affecting me. I had to put my phone down because of how much disinformation and just wild shit that he was saying was overwhelming for me. And like I said, I'm not somebody who gets overwhelmed like that or that kind of stuff affects me. But it really did yesterday, to be completely honest with you, and vulnerable.
You know the stereotype that people have had about a woman president, like saying that they would be emotional or whatever, right? That's always been a stereotype. I feel like he fits that mold on Twitter. And I'm like, damn, man, he's a girl on Twitter. I'm like he's really going through his menstrual cycle. That's how I feel, at least. I know Thomas can't say nothing because he's technically still 45.
Yeah, we could move on. It was good. It was good. We don't want to stay politics.
Andy's gonna get us canceled for
How?
the last comment.
I said stereotype. It's not what I believe.
Andy's gonna get me canceled.
You gonna lose all your followers.
So Andy's getting canceled off of here. You gonna get canceled from your job, and then you gonna be an Andy seat on there.
I'll cancel myself because during pre-production, I said, "Yo, Jesse was talking about Whoopi." I was like, "What's up with Whoopi? She's gonna grow her eyebrows back." So, look, you guys all want to be. I'll be vulnerable number 3. And so Jesse was like, "Nah, it's a disease," and I was like, "Oh, okay, I didn't know that." And then Thomas looks it up. No, it's not a disease. So it's just her style. It's her swag. It's okay. There, we can move on now.
It's a real thing. It's a real thing. I was fact checking Jesse because he was just throwing something out there.
And I said it's serious too.
Us with fake news.
I wanted Eddie to feel bad. I said it's serious too. I was like, I looked at him just like this. The disease.
But he didn't feel bad. He was laughing.
I smirked. I was like, oh.
Lack of empathy, man.
Sorry. I like Whoopi. I watched, was it Sister Act 4? And The View.
Hey, The View. Hey, Tom, since we have you here, man, we want to ask you some questions about, obviously, your time in the service. Are you up for some questions that won't get you in trouble?
Of course. I'm not going to get in trouble.
All right, cool. So what made you enlist in the Air Force?
So when I was in high school, I did NJROTC. So like I was doing.
Oh, that's too many letters, man. You got to break it down. I don't know what none of that means.
It's Navy Junior Reserve Officer Training Corps.
Okay, thank
you. So it's like those kids in school that would one of their periods was delegated to, they'd wear a uniform once a week, do PT in the morning, like work out, learn about whatever branch of military was at their school. And the school I went to, I did the Navy version of it, but I did it for 4 years. And I wanted to go to college, and then I wanted to be an officer. So I applied for a couple of scholarships. I didn't get some of the ones that I wanted to, but I did get one, and it was to a school in Texas, and it was a three-year scholarship, but it wasn't going to start until my sophomore year. And my granny kept saying, like, she was like, well, I'm not going to co-sign on any loans or anything like that. She wanted to be dependent about my decisions. And it was a private university, so like the first year is always going to be more expensive. So that was kind of like a trap that I would have put myself in. And so I needed a backup plan, and my backup plan was always to enlist. So I ended up enlisting. And I texted Romello, our other brother, and I was like, what do you think about the Army? And he was like, join the Air Force. I was like, all right, already.
Granny said, you ain't finna mess up my credit.
No, and I think it was a little bit more than that too, because, growing up, she's always taught me to be, and my granddad always taught me to be self-reliant and not having, to depend on anybody like that. And I think me doing what I did and enlisting kind of gave me that structure and that foundation that I needed to have to kind of continue the process of growing up and doing the stuff that I needed to do. So
sometimes when you grow up with your grandparents raising you, the Air Force is easy after dealing with them.
Yeah. Most deaf.
Basic training was easy for me. And having people yell at you and everything like that, and I'm sitting there, I'm like, is this all they have? Is it?
Hey, I'm not gonna lie.
But
I wanted to enlist. Obviously, I grew up with my aunt and uncle. While he moved out here to Texas when he was younger, I stayed with my aunt and uncle, and my uncle was in the military as well. Shout out, thank you, shout out Ed, veteran.
Shout out Ed.
And you know, he always told me, I want, you know, you're gonna go. Like, if I didn't have, same thing, if I didn't have a backup plan, that I'm gonna enlist. And I wish I would have, because I could have done like my culinary stuff in there as well. But around that time, this was around 2004, so people were going to Iraq. So I was scared, like war. So I was like, nah, I'm not gonna do it, because they're just sending everybody there. So, you know, when 18 came around, I was like, please don't pick me, please don't pick me. But looking back now, I wish I would have went to get that experience, because you're right. You get that discipline, you know, you get that, you know, you get to put your body in that peak shape. You get to challenge yourself. You get to travel the world, and you really learn that discipline. And although it took me some years to learn it, but learning it at a young age and to be able to implement it in life, I think I could have definitely needed it. I was just a chicken.
What more discipline do you need, though? You already act like you're in the military. You sleep standing up, and you wash your underwear by hand. So,
and I got a bald head.
That too, yeah. My man out here with the nappy fro. Okay, this is that 2020 military. All right.
Yeah, Thomas took all your hair particles.
He took it all, man. He took it all from all of us.
And yeah.
Hey, what branch did Romello enlist in?
Army.
Oh, he's in Army. Okay.
Wait,
Is that why you asked?
Was he in it before you?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was in it for about a year before me.
That's why he told you.
Yeah.
What's been the difference? Go ahead and say what you were gonna say. My bad.
I was just gonna say, kind of going back to what Jesse was talking about, like when he was saying like his choice of, you know, he wanted to join the military. I'm not gonna sit here and give everyone like the whole join the military is the best thing for you. You know, some people, it's not for everybody, you know, and some people just don't understand that. So like whenever they join and they start complaining about, well, I don't want to be in this, I don't want to do this, you chose to be in this spot. Like, it's one of your decisions that you made, and if you didn't like it, that's cool, but you got to deal with the repercussions of your choices. You chose to be in this spot. Yeah. And the times are different than like when Jesse was talking about, like in 04, like when he wanted to go. I mean, people are still heading out the door. It's just different locations, you know. There's crazy stuff going on in the world, and we just, like, you know, we're all over the place. Like regardless of the fact, some things stop, some areas have peace, but you know, we're still all over the place. And it's the global impact that the military has, regardless of what branch you have, where you're in.
Go ahead and flex on them. Tell them where you've been.
Stamps.
Where have I been?
Stamps.
Outside the U.S.
Ooh.
Outside the U.S. So outside the U.S., I've been to Niger, Africa. I've been to Niger. I've been to Morocco. I've been Tunisia, Abu Dhabi or UAE, Germany, England, Ireland. And there's a bunch of different spots that like I kind of like stopped in between and stuff like that. But
so which kind of like which of those countries do you have children in, and which don't you? I know how y'all people get down.
Y'all people. Listen,
military people, man.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Jameson's.
Oh, that too.
I am not going to sit here and incriminate myself.
Come on, man.
But I will tell you that when I went to Germany, it was probably the craziest experience that I had, merely for the fact that being black and the only black dude in the group, I was like, they were like, oh,
you were that guy.
Hello. They were like, hello. And I'm like, I'm not even like dressed up crazy or anything like that. So I'm wondering why I'm getting all the attention. And I look around me and it was like a hot commodity. Like I was like one of the only black people in the area that I was there. And I was getting free drinks. I didn't have to buy anything. Free
So
food.
he answered your question.
Free food.
Allegedly.
That's good, man.
That's dope. That's dope.
My second question for you is, how do you maintain a stable mindset when you're away, especially like from family or just people in general?
I think communication is the biggest thing. Regardless of how busy you are, just even texting you guys, like when I'm gone, or if I have the ability to call, I will do that, because sometimes like when you have to compartmentalize things that are going on around you, you can't always, like, I don't want to come to you guys with the problems that I have in the military or that I'm going through in a deployed environment, whatever, because I'm there to take care of what I need to take care of, and you guys are back here taking care of what you guys need to take care of. So as long as we're both doing our part, then I don't have to worry about you guys, you know. But just communicating with family and putting things like where you guys can understand it, because not everyone's going to get military terminology, or, you know, if I spouted off something, you guys are going to be like, I don't know what that is, but it sounds serious. You know what I mean?
Oh,
Yeah.
like
So I think just
NRGTYX you just said earlier.
JROTC.
yeah, it's just like it's a Navy version of Junior ROTC. But yeah, kind of like the same thing, but like having communication is kind of like a little piece of home, and then getting care packages and stuff like that's always amazing. Like when you're gone over there, because it's like a little piece of home getting sent to you, and maybe it's your favorite snacks, or maybe it's just like some toiletries that you needed, like you needed a new toothbrush because your breath was hot, or some deodorant because you've been going odor free for the for the whole deployment. But I mean, it's just kind of small stuff like that.
When's the last time Jesse sent you a care package? See, what happened was I didn't get your new Addy.
I set stuff out.
Hey, that's
Yeah.
crazy though. I was gonna go back to what you were saying about enlisting, and then what you just said right now. Like, I feel like it's a big decision to make when you're that young, like 17, 18, to enlist. Like, I feel like you're not even a grown adult yet. You don't even at our age, we're still learning, and at that age, it's like adolescence almost. So I feel like maybe that's why some people don't. They figure out the hard way that it's not for them, and then the whole keeping the mental like stability mindset, like just like you, it sounds like you have a good understanding of why you're there, why you enlisted, and what you're doing, who you're doing it for, you know, the purpose behind it. But I feel like a lot of people just, they sign up either for the wrong reasons, or they get pushed to it not knowing exactly what they want to do. It's just maybe because somebody told them this is what they have to do, and the only thing that left for them. But I think that that's great for you, that you understand that, and you're in a place where you can just what is the word I'm looking for?
Compartmentalize.
I can't say the word. Just everything. Yeah, like
you get one more chance. Try to say it again.
Say it and I'll follow.
Compartmentalize.
Car pimp.
Oh no, he said car pimp.
Is it car pimp?
No.
You get what I'm saying. I can't say it. I'm gonna spell it.
All right.
But nah, I appreciate that, because I think that some people need to hear that, you know. So thank you for sharing that.
Yeah, because go ahead.
No, go ahead, Jess.
Yeah, I'm away from my family for, I think the longest was a month and a half, and I was just
crying.
Lost. I was lost. I could imagine. I know you were in Africa, what, for 6 months?
No, I was in Africa for about 8.
8, yeah, see, longer. So
wow.
That's why he didn't send the care package. He thought you were already gone. So
he was 2 months off. He said, "Oh, he out."
It's okay. The mail out there, the mail system out there was kind of crap. We got mail like every 3 months for a little bit.
Oh yeah,
it started getting better. Yeah.
Damn. All right.
So he was, you know, shout out to him. You know, obviously I'm very proud of both of my brothers. But he was out there doing this thing out there. He said when I talked to him, he would show pictures. It was nothing but dirt, sand. All he said he was doing was working out, pull-ups, everything. That's all he could do. But you know, you're able to teach the people English, correct?
Yeah. So in my free time, and I don't have any school teacher experience or anything like that. But in my free time, I was teaching the local military their English. So the Nigerian forces out there, they speak French. And in order to help our communications with each other, teaching the people that were in charge English helped us kind of take away that language barrier that was there. So whenever we're working together on maybe like a response or something happens on the base, we're able to communicate with them and they can communicate back with us in even if it's just a basic sentence, but them comprehending what we're saying. So I had a classroom out there, and you know, I had some students out there too. It was cool, a cool experience. So
they had a commercial. I saw him, and he was like, they were like reading the books. He was like this, and then he was like, teaching the class. He's like,
so public affairs in Germany, from the base in Germany, they came down, and they made a video, and I was doing it by myself for a little while. You know, I had a couple people show up, but you know, there's a couple people that showed up just because the cameras were there. But I just used phonics lessons, and then I kind of did a couple tests to see where they were at, and you know, they could read through the newspapers.
Cut off. You guys see that they're frozen? Hopefully they come back on. Let's give it 5 seconds.
When you know, you kind of take a step back. So now really talking about that experience, what was that like for you, being able to make that connection with them, an opportunity that you otherwise, without being in the military, would not have got?
I don't think me before the military, I don't think I could even like put that into a thought that would happen.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that these guys would be depending on me to teach them something so critical as a language, you know. And I got to do other things out there too that kind of had a bigger impact once I got back and saw what I had done with the people that I was working with. We helped out the orphanage out there. We made some new classrooms for the schools out there. I had a laptop that my granny had got me, I think, when I was in high school, and I hadn't used it for a long time. And it was in great condition because it's, you know, like when you get something nice and you don't really have like a lot of nice things, you take care of it, you clean it when it don't need to be cleaned. But it was in great condition, and what I ended up doing was donating it to the orphanage that we had there.
Wow.
And they were able to put CDs in there, and then I didn't actually get to see the impact of it until I left, because one of the guys that was helping deal with the people in the local area, he sent me some pictures of the kids using it, and it was fulfilling.
Yeah, that's dope, man.
So,
That's
cool,
dope.
Yeah.
He's the better one, man. See.
I'm not.
I think I want to be more friends with him more than I do you now. This guy's got a great heart, man. He looks better than you. He's got a great heart. He's younger.
He's got hair.
He's got hair.
I got hair.
Hey, Jesse, I'm gonna stick up. Jesse,
we don't need you anymore.
No,
man.
Jesse crawled so Thomas can run. You got. See,
what's your schedule like moving forward, man?
What's my?
Nah, I just mean like so we don't got to deal with Jesse no more. We could usher you in.
Hey,
no, I mean
and it keeps cutting off.
There we go. What?
There he is.
All right, back to it, Jesse.
You're good now.
Wait, right. You said Jesse crawled so that I could run.
Yeah. Boy to a man.
That's hilarious. Boys to a man.
I don't know.
Oh man. Hey, so my last question for you, and we'll stop bothering you. What is the most random thing you have seen being deployed? Or even at your base now, it could be anything. Just the last 4 years, 5 years, what is the most random thing that you've seen?
See, that's a big question. And when we were talking about it, deployed would probably be the craziest things that I've seen. I'll do something funny. We were playing soccer against one of it was like a semi-pro team in Africa. And mind you, we're not expecting to win this game, like at all. We're not expecting, like, but we were losing. We were losing, pretty bad. And then they put in the water boy. And this water boy was just this like really, really, really old guy. And they kept calling him old in French. They kept calling this guy old in French. That was his nickname. And he comes in and he scores a hat trick against us. And I don't know if you guys know what a hat trick is, but that's 3 goals. And then after we finish the game, he grabs his cane and he starts walking off the field.
That's gotta be you already thought you was gonna get beat. Now you get embarrassed.
No, and I was upset, like, with myself, because I was like, how, like, we're representing the U.S., and these guys were waiting for the moment. They're like, oh, we got him. All right, come here. But the way this guy was moving on the field, you thought I would have thought it was one of, like, Kyrie Irving when he did the Uncle Drew commercial. Where he's just like, oh, come on, young buck. Like, that's exactly how I felt. And then on the sideline, you have, like, the military personnel from them, like little kids that would try to run on the sidelines. They would just grab them, just chunk them. like not even like, hey, come on. They grab them and throw them. Just.
Wow. That's crazy. Man. I would have been upset too, man, getting schooled like that by the soccer Uncle Drew.
I thought
it was funny. I mean, I have some other stuff, but it's not like it's fine.
Some stuff in Germany.
I thought he was gonna say it was the line of 40 white women behind him.
The Germany talk is for the next session.
Okay, gotcha.
Damn, when I'm not here, when he's taking my spot. First episode would be called Germany. Hey, all right, man. Well, that was all the questions, and I don't know if you guys have any follow-ups or anything that you guys want to ask.
No questions, man. But I just think what you shared, in a very short period of time, man, like that's something to really be proud of. Mm-hmm. That you got to gain those experiences, that you are helping keep our country safe. So thank you for that, and that you're impacting people's lives when you don't, never maybe expected to, especially in that way. And then out here getting beat by old folks when you're only 20 something. So that's,
Yeah, man. Salute. Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Cool, man. So we're going to do our top 5 show characters. I need one of those sounds.
That was very anticlimactic.
Wait,
man.
this is the popular top 5 dead or alive segment.
Yes.
Which is top 5 actors.
Top
top 5
show characters.
Your 5 favorite show characters.
Got it. Who's going first?
Andy doesn't want to go first because he says he's not participating because
I don't watch TV.
Zach,
I'm gonna say Will Smith.
Screech.
Oh my gosh.
Screech is his top.
Who's
going first?
I'll go.
Okay, go ahead.
All right. Since you and I are really the only ones that's prepared. You and I watch TV like crazy. So, all right, my absolute number 1 is Larry David from Curb Your Enthusiasm. That is my spirit animal. I love that show. Larry has no filter. He says exactly how he feels. He tells you like it is. And I love that the show is loosely based off of his life, but you have a lot of situations that aren't really real, but they're really funny. And what I love about that show and his character is that he's a co-creator and writer of Seinfeld, but with Curb Your Enthusiasm, there's no script, so everything is freestyle. There's things that like he makes sure that the characters hit in the particular scene and in the episode, but everything else is freestyle. So I think that that's really great about that show, and that's what makes me love it. So second one, Andy said it, Will Smith from The Fresh Prince, man. Like that was a show that I grew up on. Will was super fly. He had all the Jordans, all the Nikes, and was out there looking fresh.
Iconic.
His gear was on point. He had all the ladies. If you look at any of the popular female actresses, models, singers,
Tyra Banks.
yeah, that was going on at that point in time. Will had him on the show. So that was a great show.
Nia Long.
There was a lot of serious moments, a lot of funny moments as well. And he was a great character, and I think that's one of the things that really catapulted his career into, you know, where he's at now. Third one, Walter White from Breaking Bad. So slash Heisenberg. So that's also one of my all-time favorite shows. I got hooked on that show. I think it was already like a season or two in, and I was at my friend Jacob's house, and he had it on. I'm like, what is this? I started watching it. Oh man, and was hooked ever since. One of the greatest shows that I've ever seen. One of the greatest characters I've ever seen. How he went from, you know, being a small town high school teacher with a family of 3 to being a freaking drug kingpin, right? And killing people. Like that does not happen in real life. So great show to watch. Number 4, I really could have multiple characters from this particular show, but I'll choose the main character. So Martin Payne, the insane Martin Payne from Martin, one of the greatest comedy shows that there's ever been. I mean, like I said, you could name a number of characters. I'll stick with him as Martin, but you know, you got Shanae, you got Roscoe, you got Bob from marketing, you got who else did he play? He played his mom. He played Jerome. He played Dragonfly Jones. So, but Martin was one of the greatest shows. Definitely one of the greatest comedy shows that there was out there. And I still even watch it to this day. All the reruns that come on. I was actually watching it either this morning or yesterday morning. So that, and then I will end it on a show that I was far behind in, you know, watching it. So I was not current in watching it at all. I actually did it during the pandemic for the first time.
Jon Snow.
No, I was up to date on Game of Thrones, but Omar Little from The Wire. So Omar was not scared of nobody. Everybody was scared of Omar because he was a wild card of what he was going to do. Man walked around Baltimore with a shotgun, just him by himself, and everybody would run away when they would see Omar because he was just nutty and crazy. So I'm eventually going to have to watch The Wire again. It was a great show. I'm kind of upset at myself that I wasn't on it while it was being aired. So watching it, there are some things that are a little bit dated, just because, you know, technologically we've moved on and advanced, but still the premise of the show and what was going on and what was happening and the acting was amazing. And Omar was one of my favorites on there.
Wasn't that show like on HBO? It was like one of the first shows ever, like that went big on like one of those like big providers like HBO.
Yeah,
it was like a huge show.
I don't know if it was on at the same time as The Sopranos, but that's one show I got to catch up on. Sopranos, I never watched it. I was a little young, you know, to be watching that kind of stuff at the time. And then Oz too. I gotta watch that eventually. So
same. All right, I'll go next. Mine is not. I have some cool guys on here, but mine's not as cool as yours.
Be a wild card. He's a Tyrese. Tyrese.
Eisenhower was dope. He was probably one of my top 2.
Eisenhower. Who was Eisenhower?
I mean Walter White.
Oh, Heisenberg. Okay. Eisenhower. I'm like,
didn't
what
watch
the
the show.
hell? Yeah, right.
He didn't watch the show.
Right?
No, I know, man. All right, so are we going to the first or just no order?
No order. Mine wasn't in order. Larry David, number 1, but no order.
All right, so my number 1 is gonna be Tommy the Green White Power Ranger.
Is that your number 1?
This is my number one. Dude, that guy was the coolest guy growing up. He was the coolest guy.
It's utter just silence.
If he's your number one, your list is terrible.
What do you think of his performance on the Ooze? The Power Rangers, the movie, the Ooze.
It was great.
He didn't watch that.
I did.
Okay, why are you choosing this?
He was watching Eisenhower.
Well, just as a kid, obviously, I grew up when Power Rangers first aired, and
we all did.
So, just the 5 of them were dope. And then when Tommy came, and he was just a different.
Blevins is like not having it.
I love that show. He's my top. As a kid, I told you guys before, I wish I could have a ponytail. I would have had the ponytail.
Like Steven Seagal?
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Anyway.
You see what happens when I be vulnerable, Tom? This is a slander I get. And wait till this post up. It's going to be a nice little soundbite. Eddie's going to have the white Power Ranger on the cover.
Of course.
Is it the white or the green one? Make up your mind.
It's the white one.
It's Eisenhower.
Oh, he's white, but he wore the green suit.
No, it was the green one, and then he became the white one.
What was the black Power Ranger's name?
Jason.
Zach. Wasn't it Zach?
Oh, that black Power Ranger.
Oh my god.
Wait, is Jason or Zach the black one? Like
no,
black person.
Zach is the black person that's black, but he said the black Power Ranger, and I was thinking because Jason was the red Power Ranger, but he became the black Power Ranger later down the line.
So I actually saw which one is the black one? Zach.
Yeah, that was the original.
I saw him at Big Bear snowboarding one year. Like, wow, Power Rangers. It wasn't hot, but like around that area, like late 90s.
Did you do up the peace sign at him?
Yeah.
You gave him the head
What's up,
nod?
man?
What's up?
He mighty morphed.
Yeah.
All right, man. That's number one, man. My number 2 is going to be Jack Bauer, 21.
21 or 24?
You don't watch.
How is this your people? You don't even know what's going on.
Yeah.
The Green Ranger, the White Ranger, the Black Ranger, the Red Ranger. 21, 24.
24, my bad.
Jack Bauer, not Black Jack.
No, Jack Bauer, 24. One of my all-time favorite shows. Super slow when I first watched it. I had to watch it twice because I started watching it. I was like, nah, this ain't for me. Then I was forced to watch it 4 episodes in.
Why were you forced to watch it?
Because they were like, no, this show's great.
Okay.
And at this time, I was dating my wife. So she would come over, I would have a date with her, and I would make her watch it after our date. Like, she'll watch it with me. Like, we'll go eat, whatever, come back. Okay. No, we're going to watch 24. And then she ended up watching it herself, and it's one of her top shows, too. But Jack, because you know how FBI people be like, oh, don't follow the rules. And, but he was like, where's that guy at? And they're like, I don't know. Then, he just shoots him in the leg. Like,
no protocols being followed.
No, man. So Jack's number 2. Number 3, I'm gonna go with Dexter. I think he's super dope. Obviously, later down the seasons were kind of bad, towards the end. But to be a killer and to work for the police force, and that's pretty G. Like, it's pretty G of him, and to be crazy and get away with it is awesome. The 4th one, I'm gonna show the girls love. I'm gonna do Claire Underwood from House of Cards.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, Miss Robin Wright.
Yes.
Baddie.
She is a baddie, and she's pretty fierce on there. So shout out to her.
That was a great show. Great show.
Yes.
Yes.
We won't talk about the other guy. And then my last one, you guys are probably gonna kill me. But I thought this guy was always cool. He was smooth like butter.
I know who he's gonna say.
The famous Jet Jackson.
Oh my gosh, that is not who I thought.
Yeah, that's a great pick, though.
Oh my
Rest in peace.
gosh.
Rest in peace. Great.
He passed like a couple years ago.
Yeah. Yeah. Great show. I always thought he was cool because it just showed how you could be an actor and still live a normal life. I thought that was an awesome show, especially around my age. It was pretty good. And I do have one honorable mention. I'll probably do Franklin from Snowfall, because just like, yeah, he's grew up from nothing too, and now he's a kingpin killing people too. He's Heisenberg.
One of my favorite shows out there right now.
Yeah, I would say Franklin as an honorable mention.
Cold.
All right, Tom. Don't let.
Wait, why didn't you say Franklin in place of?
Yeah, he should have started
one of the Power Rangers or freaking Jet Jackson.
Because that's my favorite. It's not.
This man had an all-time. I won't say all-time. That's maybe premature, but a great character from a great show, and you chose him as an honorable mention.
There was a lot. He could have took Claire, but I wanted to get. We always talk.
No, he was not gonna take Claire because Claire is a great character too on a great show.
Yes.
Outside of maybe the last season.
Yes.
But the Power Ranger and Jet Jackson have no business being on this list. None. Especially because of all the great ones that you did name.
It's my list.
My list.
And people are going to be hot about it.
Ignorant.
So I'll go. Someone did mention one on here already, and that was Will Smith. Fresh Prince.
Yeah.
But going to the top, these aren't in order, by the way, at all. But going back to The Wire, Stringer Bell. So I liked his character because it was a dynamic character, and like the fact that he wanted to make his business legitimate, and the process that he went through to try to make it legitimate. And I mean, I've always been a fan of Idris Elba playing in shows, and I was kind of dated back trying to catch up on watching The Wire, because a lot of people talked about it. I was never into watching The Wire like that.
He was his own downfall. That character was his own downfall.
Yep. I agree. My next one is Michael Scofield.
Off of Prison Break.
Michael Scofield off of Prison Break. I like Michael Scofield because of the way that he thought, and he was smart and thought through every action that he was going to do, whether it was breaking out of prison or trying to fabricate his own death. But like his character himself, he was smart. He was smart. He could get out of anything, and he didn't use brawn or whatever you call it, the physicality to break through. He used his brain, and so I thought that was his secret weapon was his brain.
Did you see that they were gonna do a remake of it, like a special edition of Prison Break? Yeah, they were filming it, and then he just stated it this morning when I was checking Twitter that he's not going to do it no more because he doesn't want to play a straight man no more. So he's not doing it. He doesn't want to play a straight character, which I applaud him for that. That's his.
Yeah.
But I was so excited because we were going to get a Prison Break, and he backed out.
Yeah.
Well,
and it's not going to be Prison Break.
In prison, does he have to play that kind of character?
He's married out there.
Oh, okay. All right. I never watched the show, so I don't really know.
Oh, watch it.
It's a great show.
Yeah.
And then probably not one you guys are going to be familiar with, but when I was deployed, I watched a lot of shows to catch up on, and I was watching Vikings, and one of my favorite characters on Vikings is Ragnar.
Mm-hmm.
You guys are looking at
me. No, I know Ragnar.
I've never seen it. I know it's a great show.
Ragnar's dope, man.
Yeah, so Ragnar was such a dominant character just because of his own name. He started from being small and then growing up to be one of the greatest Vikings of his time. And so I thought he was an empowering character. And so I really liked the show. There was other small characters on there that I liked, but he stood out.
That's
And
crazy.
then
They killed him off too. It's like,
yes,
Spoiler alert.
but at the same time, he cheated death too many times.
yes,
Like even for being a main character of a show, you know, when someone's a main character of the show and they're sitting there and you're like, oh, they can't die because it's their show.
yeah.
Well, they took that piece away, and so they said now we can't kill him. Lucifer from Lucifer. I like Lucifer because I like the show a lot, and I just started watching the show. But I like I liked him whenever he was in Merlin as well. But Lucifer is one of my new favorite shows that I've been watching and kind of binging through. I like the fact that someone can be not from this world and still work with the humans and work with the people to solve cases. I've always liked like the crime solving stuff, but Lucifer takes like an immature take on it and kind of like a radical take on how he solves these murders. So I like that. And then one, two, three. And then my last one, you guys are probably gonna be like, what the heck is wrong with this guy if you guys haven't already.
You're not Jesse.
Not as bad as Jesse.
No, but so when Jesse had sent this to me or told me what we were talking about, I put the names down, but I really like Atlanta and I like Donald Glover. So
One of the best shows out there.
yeah.
Andy won't watch it.
And
I haven't started yet. I will.
What I like about the show is that he basically plays himself. You know, he plays like his true self is he's kind of corny. He's not like the most coordinated person ever, but the fact that he can take his character and make the show about himself and then be himself and the show turn out as well as it did, or it's continuing to do, then I like it.
Yeah, he was on Twitter dropping some gems too that supposedly season 3 and 4 is gonna release next year. So
I'm not gonna hold my breath.
Yeah.
Didn't it say it was like it was filming? Isn't it filming?
Supposedly, but the streets need that, man. Like it's been a long. I think it was already gonna be a 2-year hiatus from season 2 to season 3 anyway. So it's supposed to come out this year, and then now we gotta wait another year. Challenging.
He's the type of person though, or like writer or just artist he could have been working on it this whole time and then just drop it.
Yeah, true.
He's that type of person.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that show. You got to watch it. Have you watched Community, Tom?
I started it, but I couldn't get into it.
Yeah.
I got two people I want to mention.
Go ahead.
Throw these out here to the streets. Ellen Pompeo from Grey's Anatomy.
Okay.
Grace, okay. Right? And then Charlie Hunnam, Jax from Sons of Anarchy. 2 great shows. I watched the whole season.
2 out of 5.
Yeah, I watched the entire season, so those are actually some of my favorite shows that I really enjoyed.
I never watched Sons of Anarchy.
It was really dope.
My mom did. I haven't, but I heard nothing but good things. I think you can have a third, since you, like we did on last episode, we were talking about Insecure. Who's your favorite Insecure character? That could be your number 3.
It would have to be Issa Rae. She's a G.
Okay.
She's a G. I look forward to seeing more episodes or more work from her.
What was your favorite Power Ranger?
I would say
Billy.
Kimberly. Nah, not Billy.
Kimberly.
Pink Ranger.
Yeah, the pink one.
All right. See, there's 4.
That's 5.
Oh, that's 5.
Wait, I said Will Smith. No, that's 4. I said Will Smith. We all
three Will Smith.
Will
Smith.
Yeah, that show. Basically, we grew up on that show. So people are still growing up.
Unanimous for the Fresh Prince, but he decided to go with the freaking Power Rangers and Jet Jackson.
Haha, that's mine.
My list.
My list. You didn't tell me to make it. I was going to say something, but All right.
You were gonna say what?
Nah, because I was gonna say he wanted me. He was making me vote for his people.
That's not true.
I know. I'm just kidding.
But it's not true.
Is that voter fraud?
I'm gonna get a letter in the mail.
We got him. We got him on camera right now.
Public Affairs is watching right now.
Public Affairs go get on me. I'm gonna get a letter in the mail.
I bet you Trump is tweeting right now. See, look, WeWorkingFam.
I told you guys all along.
Tom's gonna be like, that PC 33254 Alpha David is coming through. It's coming your way. All right, man, let's get out of here. I know, Tom, we're gonna finish off with our weekly spins and then our vibe or nah. I know you gotta wake up early. I know it's late out there. So this is the
same time with you.
I know. I'm tired too.
So really, he's tired. And it's out there for him.
He needs a scapegoat. He needs a scapegoat.
We do our weekly spin segment where we go around and pretty much, whatever we purchased this week, expensive or not, just something that we were reckless with and bought. I'll go first. I went ahead and picked up two pairs of shoes. I sent you guys a picture yesterday. I needed some work shoes. So obviously, I get shoes and I try to wear my shoes that I buy to work, but the designated work shoes that I have were about 1 year to 2 years old, but they were still clean because I didn't wear them that much, but I was walking and you know how when they squeak, like the air bubbles are, I was embarrassed.
Those leaping leaners.
So it was time for me to get some new ones. So I had a 20% gift card for my birthday. So I used that on a pair, and then they had some other ones that I got for half off at $70. So they were discounted, nothing crazy, just regular Nikes. But that was my weekly spins.
What are you, Blevs?
Me? My weekly spin actually happened today. So randomly, sneakers decided to drop the Jubilee Jordan 11s.
Oh, snaps.
And I decided, hey, why not? Let's see if I could win. Out of the hundreds of L's that I've taken on sneakers, along with the rest of the universe, it was I think this is my third win on sneakers. So I got a pair of those today.
Nice. Did the credit card transaction go through?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. He's like, out. What about you?
I'll go. I was looking through my purchases, but there's really not much. But I did order. I ordered some laser tag guns. That's what I'm looking at right now. Because Emma's not gonna watch this, but it's for her birthday. It's coming up next week, so something we could play.
Are you like building a laser tag studio or something, or?
Nah, come through and play then. It's 4 of them. Put the vest on and everything.
But you gotta be in the dark, man. You gotta be able to hide and everything neon. So that's what I'm trying to figure out.
I ain't a big spender like you. I can't get the neons next year, next birthday.
All right.
And he's gonna come like this.
I bought a mug to keep my coffee hot since it's about to get cold. So I bought that. It was a Yeti one, so it's a nice one. I think that's it. That's all I got.
Okay.
Not much.
Right. What about you, Tom?
I spent $30 on candy at the dollar store.
That's a 20-some-year-old right there.
Well, you do realize Halloween was a couple weeks ago, so you could have just got some free candy.
And that was I was gonna wait till they did the cutoff on the markdown on the candy after Halloween. They'll sell the big bags for a lot cheaper, but I missed it. And then when I went to the store, all the Christmas stuff was out, so I was kind of sad. So I went to the dollar store.
$30. Hey, he'll get a whole thing of Jolly Ranchers, like a handful of, and just eat them.
Wow.
Yeah.
So he won't look better than you for long. He may have the hair, but he ain't gonna have no teeth.
His teeth good. Look at you.
You guys got the same teeth too. Same. Hey,
That's his son, not his brother.
Dad.
Dad. All right, let's finish this off with this Vibe or Nah.
Vibe or Nah.
I got him right here.
Yeah, I don't think mine is edited that I sent you, so I don't know if it has
That's
to be
right.
like.
Nah,
PG.
Blevins already cussed.
He did.
Did
He
I?
ruined
What'd I
it.
say?
The S word.
Oh, sorry. That's
You
not-
talking about when you got triggered? Shh.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
All right, go ahead, Andy.
Yeah, so I was flipping through some stuff today and I ran through Salam Remy, he's a producer, produced for a long time. I mean, he's been producing for a lot of East Coast hip hop artists, and then obviously Nas and Amy Winehouse as well. And he put out an album today or yesterday, I forgot. But I listened to the album, and then the second track on it is called No Peace. It's with Busta Rhymes, Mumu Fresh, who I'm not sure who that is. I know it's just a female on the track, and Black Thought. But the reason why I like this song is because when the BLM movement was starting to happen back in late May and June, obviously with the social unrest, they were chanting in the streets, no justice, no peace, no justice, no peace. And so he took a soundbite of that and then added it on there as part of the hook or the bridge. I forgot what part, but super dope. Beat is fire, lyrics are fire. So that's my vibe.
And Dougie Fresh is on there.
Oh, Dougie Fresh, yeah. He had some of his not ad libs, yeah, but some of them sounds at the end.
Beatboxing.
Mm-hmm. My bad. Go ahead.
No.
Say what? Can't hear y'all. Little louder. Can't hear y'all. Say what? Little louder. Can't hear y'all. Yeah. Check it out. I heard blue black be the new black. The thrive and survive where they do that. The target on my back where they shoot at. The muscle in my neck where they do that. They been dropped the bomb on a compound. That's above and beyond what it's about now. We been forewarned that a countdown. The brother said they gon' work it out now. The devil been a lie this whole time. I had to dig deeper than a diamond, a gold mine. It's showtime. I beg Robert to stole mine. The phone lines ain't secure. I'm no mature to Haitians. Face it, God-forsaken race relations. Basically the case for reparations. In a Chevy Caprice is 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon. No justice, no peace. Say what?
Like that is nasty.
Yeah,
Underrated, man.
You got more than the 10 seconds on that one.
He can't stop that verse. That's why.
That was a real hip hop track right there.
Yeah, for sure.
Dang. All right, I'm just going down the list. I'm gonna go ahead and do mine. Mine is Thundercat. Song's called Fair Chance. It's featuring Ty Dolla $ign and Lil B.
This is the bass guy, Lil B?
Yes.
That's tight.
Oceans, give me a sip there.
Thundercat is a legend.
I keep looking at my soul. And I've been working 9 to 9.
You go straight to his verse. The Ty Dolla verses was dope in the beginning.
Sounds like they were on some heavy drugs with this.
What happened?
They're straight feeling themselves, touching themselves. That's cool though.
Yeah. Man, they're giving us a little longer previews now.
That doesn't sound like your typical Thundercat track. I like it, but different than what we usually hear from him, which is dope.
True, and it's a remix though too. So
okay,
I'm sure he probably had other people on there producing. And then Tom, what you got?
Mine was which one did I send you?
Dusty, Stay True.
Oh, Dusty, Stay True. Was it the Never Change? Yeah. So I heard this one, and I just like this one because I always like songs that are kind of like that I can drive and kind of like vibe to. and it's kind of like a uplifting one. It's not extremely lyrical like any of the other stuff that I would listen to. So it's just kind of like a vibe song that you just kind of ride along to and just kind of go with. So I don't know what part you're gonna play, but
we'll see.
Motion, raw is my emotion. These songs that I'm composing, stay fly, that's cause I'm chosen. And I don't do the boasting, but all she do is post them. She like me cause I'm open, and I ain't off the potion. But I might be crispy like a white tee, meditated like Tai Chi, keep a check like Nike. Can't find a nigga that's like me, but I see fuck niggas that's high key. Flying on me most likely, can't fuck with me cause I'm icy. I've just been so lonely. I've been so damn lonely. These niggas acting phony. Acting so damn phony. Just get out my way. Swerving through lanes, I be drifting away. And I can't complain, swear that I be okay. We are not the same, no, I'm never gonna change. I'm leaning on the fixture, and I've been off the liquor. Sipping on that Remy with the Henny with a mixture. They follow me like scripture, and I've been getting quicker. Been had the upper hand, I hand to hand it like we never gon' fall. All my brothers on call. We forever gon' ball. No, it's nothing at all. I've just been so.
Dang.
That's fresh.
No.
That was dope. Have we ever had a nah here that we played? They all did vibes?
Nah. We all got good musical taste, so.
We'll see. You going last? Oh no, you already went. Never mind.
You're trying to set me up apparently.
Right.
That guy.
I'm kidding. Go
ahead, Let's close this out, man.
Yeah, I did. This one's actually not new, but I just discovered it. So Bad Not Good, featuring Jonah, or Yano. I don't know how to say it, but key to love is understanding. So run it.
Nice.
Key to love is understanding. The key to love. I hear everybody talking about love these days, but so many have the wrong understanding. I just wanna set them straight, yes I do. They just don't seem to understand about love these days. Love these days. Love these days. Love these days.
Dang.
That's fresh.
Yeah.
You should make a playlist, Andy, of every Vibrant Now we've done so far.
That'd be dope.
I could do that.
That would be pretty cool. It's a lot of work.
When I'm bored, I'll do it.
But hey, Tom, thanks for being with us, man. It was a pleasure.
Thanks for having me.
Tell all your friends and people to subscribe.
My fans.
Your fans.
Subscribe, follow, and like.
But we'll see a lot of accounts from Germany subscribing.
Yo, relax. Relax.
Yeah, relax. Throw those drops in.
Hey man, thanks for being on. We appreciate you.
Yes,
Thanks for
happy
having me, guys.
Veterans Day to everyone and you.
Appreciate it.
Stay safe. And I'll holler at you guys later.
Stay COVID free.